Hey, what's going on, my fellow collectors? Jim here with another review. I'm very excited to be taking a look at the Justice League Superman figure from Mafex. This is kind of like their apology Superman figure from the Batman vs. Superman figure that was just riddled with QC issues. But it looks really good behind the bubble. Can't wait to get it out and take a look at it. But the packaging is what we've seen before with Mafex. You do get the open window. It's got Justice League image of the figure. This is number 57. It's got the Mafex Metacom toys. Top of the packaging, you have an actual image of Superman. On the side, you have an image of the figure again, along with Justice League and Mafex, and you have that full body shot on this side. Then on the back, you just have a bunch of different poses you can get the figure into, along with the two head sculpts it comes with, a bunch of unreadables, and that's the bottom of the packaging. So yeah, let's pop this bad boy out and take a closer look at the Justice League Superman. Okay, here's the Man of Steel out of the packaging. And this is a nice Superman figure. I mean, I do have my issues, and I'm definitely going to go over those issues. But you know, this really does make a really nice 1/12 scale Superman for your collection. Now he doesn't come with very much. He comes with 3 different head sculpts, as you can see, and then he comes with 4 pairs of hands. So you do have the 2 fists that come on him. You do have 2 kind of like, you know, wide open hands. And the sculpt on him for the most part is okay. Nothing special. They have worked on their skin tone, I will say, even though it's a little bit on the pale side. Then you get 2 kind of gripping hands, but he has nothing to grip onto, or he comes with nothing to grip onto. And then you do kind of get these kind of like relaxed style pose hands. So that's pretty cool. And then of course you do get, you know, your standard Mafex stand that has the, you know, arm, and you can rotate it and all that fun stuff. We've all seen these a bunch of times. You got the clamp and everything. But let's take a closer look at the Superman figure itself, because I think overall it is a really, really nice looking figure, and I think they did a really good job capturing, you know, Henry Cavill, however you say his name, his likeness here. They did a really nice job on the head sculpt. Now this is the one that comes out of packaging. And it is a little bit on the pale side, but at least it's not that god-awful orangey yellow color that they always use, you know? So they've definitely been improving on their skin tone. And I think the sculpt overall looks really nice. The hair, yeah, for the most part, looks really good. You know, it does have a nice look to it, and it is like that kind of, you know, matte black. But yeah, look at that profile. That's, you know, I think they really nailed the Henry Cavill right there. That just looks absolutely great. Now, as far as the rest of the figure, I don't have the, you know, Batman vs Superman figure to compare it to, but it looks kind of like the blue's the same color, which I wish it was a little bit more of that, you know, lighter blue and that silver undersuit that kind of came through on the movie screen one. I would have liked to see a little bit more, you know, match that. That would have been really nice to see that kind of a little bit of shade of lighter blue, and then have that kind of like steel mesh undersuit come through. Would have been really good. But I mean, the S looks really good. It's painted nice on the chest. This chest plate looks like it's a little bit, you know, on the broader side, even though he looks like he's got really big hips. Really big hips, and it kind of doesn't match up to the chest, even though the chest is broader. It's almost like his hips are broader than his chest, so I don't really care for that too much. But it's a beefier looking Superman, so that is cool. The arms look good. All of this kind of pipeline work that's in the outfit isn't really painted, but it's kind of sculpted on there. And it looks like it is painted a little bit, but it looks like they kind of missed a lot of the parts on mine as well. But we still have the, you know, piping work around here by his wrist. The belt, for the most part, looks good. Very, very faint paint on the belt. But of course we have all that really nice sculpting detail all throughout the suit, which does look really nice. Continues on the back as well. That pipe work and everything, so that looks really good. Coming down to his boots, the boots look okay. Really, really big feet. Really big feet again. I don't know why they do that with Superman, give him such big feet. But yeah, really, really large feet. I do have a couple of little, like, you know, chipped issues on. And then I will say that for his legs, it's kind of annoying that his boots don't line up with like the middle of his knee. They kind of got it over here almost, but this one is like way off to the left. So that just kind of like my OCD kind of kicks in, and that annoys me really bad for some reason. But the cape, I will say, the cape, they did a really nice job on this cape. I really like the dark maroon color. It does have wire in it, so that's always awesome that they add wire. I love that. It's a nice feeling material, a little bit on the light side, but I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. And I mean, for the most part, it's somewhat clean, but it's almost like more bunched up on this side than it is this side. Now this could just be my figure, you know, but it is a little bit messy with where they put it in at, so I'm not too happy with that. Looks like I even have like a little splotch of glue or something right here on mine. So that's a little bit irritating, but I mean, for the most part, it does sit on him well. It's not like really poofed up because they started that wire right here. So that's good that they didn't start it way back here, so this would be like all poofed up all the time. You can, you know, kind of push that wire down and get it a nice kind of flush look to the figure. So I do like that. And of course, it has a really nice span to it. And of course, it has that bendy wire, and it, you know, holds nice positions. So that's a nice touch on that. I do like that quite a bit. Now, he does come with a couple other head sculpts. Excuse me. Get him standing up here without falling. So he does come with a couple other head sculpts. Now, he comes with this head sculpt, which I think is my favorite, but it's very, very similar to the one that comes on him. But the weird thing is like the skin tone is better on this one. Let me bring this in here and bring this one next to it. It's almost like the skin tone is a little bit more, you know, flesh toned on this one, which I do like. I do like how they, this one looks a little bit too pale to me. So I get two head sculpts that are painted nice with flesh tone, and I get this one pale head sculpt, but you know, no big deal. I mean, you know, it's gonna happen. But as you can see, the sculpt still, for the most part, is nice. It still captures the actor really nice. This one looks like it's a little bit more kind of like angry, a little bit more, you know, his brow is a little bit more angry, and he kind of has like a little bit more stern look on his face. And then of course we get this one here, which kind of has his, like, you know, gritting his teeth a little bit. I don't really like this one too much. And again, like, it looks like on my figure, it looks like his left eye is a little bit wonky. But I mean, you know, at least we get the options, and for the most part, they did do a good job capturing the overall sculpt. And I will say, on the one that comes out of the package, it almost looks like his eyes are really, really small. Like they didn't paint him in all the way or something like that. Like you can see, like almost like he has bags under his eyes. But we do get 3 different head sculpts, and they do, you know, look fairly decent on the figure. Put this head sculpt on just for. So that's what he looks like with that one head sculpt. I don't know. I'm not really digging this head sculpt too much. But I do like the skin tone much better on this one. And the neck is the same kind of like pale skin tone, but still, I mean, at least it's not that god-awful yellow orangish tint that they always seem to want to put on their figures, you know. But now going over articulation, Superman has really nice articulation. Of course, you get movement at the head and the neck, so you can, you know, turn the head and the neck separately. The head will go all the way around. He will get really nice up, so that's awesome. That's great for Superman that he has such a nice it does make his neck look a little bit long, but it doesn't sit too bad on the neck, or too, you know, doesn't have that lollipop syndrome. Really nice down. You get really nice side to side, so great movement there. The arms, they kind of hinge up and down. You know, you can get the up and down movement, and then going out, you can only get about that much, but that's not too bad. And of course, that will rotate all the way around, so you can get his arms straight up for nice, you know, flight poses. So that's awesome, and you can bend his head up really nice too. So you're gonna be able to get him in some pretty cool, you know, flight poses on the shelf. So that's awesome. That's really cool. Of course, you can get his arms out. You got the double hinge for the elbow. So that's awesome. The ball joint looks a little bit rough there, but you know, it's still cool that you can get him in that, you know, showing his muscle pose. And then of course we do have swivel and hinge at the wrist, of course. You know, you can set that to go up and down or left and right. Now, as far as his upper torso, you get up, you know, movement here and at the waist. So of course you can rotate this left and right. Can't really crunch it forward at all, but it will crunch back a really nice amount. Look at that. So that's really cool that they gave us such a nice crunch back, so you can really get him in some really nice, you know, flying poses with him hunching back. So that's good. And it doesn't look too bad here. It gets a little bit gappy down at the waist, but it's easy enough to fix. You do get really nice side to side though with this upper joint. Really nice side. I mean, you can bring that all the way down to his hip. So that's awesome. Then of course you do get rotation there at the waist as well. But yeah, I mean, crunching forward, you're not going to get too much out of it. But like I said, that crunch back is ridiculous. So that's awesome. For the legs, you do get a little bit of a drop down, and it will kind of come forward a little bit, not too much. Almost like a ratchet joint in there. Kicks back just a little bit. Out, you get decent movement. Let's not go breaking anything now. Click that back up in there. But out, you get nice movement, so you can almost get them to do the full splits. Of course, you do have rotation around that joint as well. And then you do have double jointed knees, so you get about that much range on a double jointed knees. So that's not too bad. I will say this side is a little bit loose, not floppy loose, like it'll hold, but I feel like over time it's going to get a little bit worse than, you know, what it is. Really tight joints though, which is a good thing, but I still feel like his waist is just too fat or something. I don't know what it is. It does look a little bit odd. Now as far as his feet, you get a toe hinge, so you get a really nice, you know, toe hinge, and you can bring the foot back a decent amount, which I do like for flying poses. This foot comes off really easily for some reason on mine. It's basically just a peg, probably a little bit of a hinge in there, so you get a little bit of movement in there. But so you can bring the foot about that far back, bring it really nice up. Of course, you can rotate that, and you can get pretty decent pivot out of that. I mean, it does kind of break the sculpt up because it's a long peg in there, but I mean, at least we get nice kind of, you know, rocker up and down, so that is cool. So yeah, I mean, overall, it is a really nice, you know, representation of a Justice League Superman for the collection. I will say, I do like. I'm happy I got it. It doesn't really come with a whole lot of accessories, but I mean, for what it is, it looks good. It looks a little bit beefier. I mean, they still have a ways to go with, you know, some of their quality control and some of their paint, but at least they're working on it over there at, you know, Medicom. They're at least trying to make better action figures than what they have been giving us in the past. Now let me get a measurement for you guys. And it looks like this Superman stands a little bit over 6 inches, almost like 6 1/4 inches tall. And like I said, I don't have the original Mafex Batman vs Superman, but here is the Batman from that line with the Bruce Wayne head on. So you can see, I don't know, look, he might be a little bit on the short side, but it's not too bad. I mean, they do line up decent together, because I do believe Ben Affleck's a little bit taller than Henry Cavill. So, you know, that's not bad. I think the height scale is decent on that one. That's a comparison with the Batman. Here's a DC Icon Superman. You can see, obviously, Mafex is going to be much bigger than the DC Icons. Here's the Mattel Superman. You can see them; they're almost about the same height. Mattel might be a little bit taller. That's the Mattel version. And here's an SH Figure Arts Batman. So you can see, even Mafex is it looks like it's a good scale between even like the SH Figure Arts version too, so that's cool. That's good to know. So you can put him up with your SH Figure Arts Batman if you want to. And then here's another Mafex Joker, Suicide Squad Joker. So you can see, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a decent Superman. It's got nice movement to it. I like that it's a little bit on the, you know, beefier side. Like I said, I mean, I do have some paint issues with mine, a little bit of sculpting issues. Looks like the joints might become a little bit loose, but I mean, for what it is, it's still a really nice representation. I'm glad we got the wire cape. Really glad with that, because you're going to be able to get him in some pretty cool, you know, Superman-like poses on the shelf, especially with that really nice crunch back he can get. I mean, that's just awesome. So yeah, it's a nice figure. It's going to be a good representation. We will see what SH Figure Arts is going to bring to the table. I'm sure their Superman's going to be awesome as well. But I mean, I think for now, until we get that SH Figure Arts version, this will be a really nice, you know, Justice League Superman for the shelf. But yeah, guys, that was a look at the Mafex Justice League Superman figure. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next figure review. Take care.